Go.
So at Good Game, what usually happens is the developers send us a copy of the game before the release. So it's either a debug copy, so that's not an official copy of the game, but it's just one that they sort of burnt, and it's not the final code of the product, so it may have some bugs here and there, and that can only be played on debug consoles. Or they send us a full retail copy before it's released in stores. So they give it to us as early as they can. Games like Call of Duty we don't usually get before they're actually released, which sucks because we want to get the review out as soon as possible, and we have a week before the show actually goes to air after we film it, and we do need to play and write the review first. But yeah, so usually we get sent the game, we play through it as much as we can in the time where someone's allocated, and they play it. And they give us an embargo date, so we're not allowed to actually post the review up until that embargo date has passed. So recently, LA Noir had an embargo date, and I think The Guardian UK posted up their review like many days before the actual embargo date, and they've taken it down, but it's back up now because the game's out. But yeah, they have these restrictions that they do place. But yeah, so once we get the game and play through it, we're capturing footage because we're a TV show. We need that footage as we play, and oftentimes you can't go back. You have one save file that, say, auto-saves, you can't actually load back to a previous point to capture that footage, so we capture while we play. And then the review's written, and we go through the review and look for those spots where we mention specific things and we need specific footage, and we go back through the clips that we've captured and sort of log them together, tell our editors what we want played where, pretty much. Yeah, and then the presenters will present it, the editors will put it together, and you have a review at Good Game. So I work at Good Game, which is an ABC2 show. So it's a show that reviews games. So I guess we're sort of linked to the games industry. And I got my job there by doing work experience and then offering to work for free for a little while until they employed me. I think to get a job in any of the other fields, if you're talking about development, there are courses in game design. I know Quantum College has a game design course, and I'm sure there are heaps of others that offer that sort of thing. I mean, I guess over the past 5 or so years, maybe 10, gaming has really exploded beyond sort of a niche sort of geek market, and it's become a lot more mainstream. I think the average, like even the age of gamers, it used to be very much like a teenage and like uni student thing, and now I think the average age they said was 30, and it's no longer so male dominated, like I don't know the statistic, but it's like 40-something% of females, which is pretty crazy. I mean, and our games are big, and they have bigger production teams on them because of the level of detail that goes into each of the games these days. And because the market has grown so much, it allows for more people to work on the game without hiking the price up extraordinarily. And I guess in Australia, we do have developers here, but a lot of them sort of closed down with the decline of Australian developed games, because we just don't have the money in the market to develop them. Like quite a few quite well-known ones shut down last year. Yeah, so Australia has, surprisingly enough, even though the big console games have declined in Australia, we have seen quite a big rise in the mobile platform. It's especially iPhone and iPad. So there's Fireman Studios, which is Australia-based. They developed Flight Control and Real Racing. So yeah, and those are some really big, good games on the mobile platform, and they've actually recently been purchased by, I think it was EA. EA purchased them, but it's really cool because you have studios like them and Halfbrick who developed Fruit Ninja, who they don't need such a big team to develop a quality product, and they're selling it at $1.19, or I mean, Real Racing is a lot more than that, I think, but they're much lower, so they're much less for the consumer to pay, and it's so many people have iPhones and iPads, so many people can buy them. So it's a different sort of market to console games where you have a much higher price, much higher production values, and I think overall less purchases, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know those statistics.